Hi, beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Capricorn, this is your love reading, and I've set the time frame to towards the end of May until towards the end of June. So basically all of June 2021. So we're just going to dive right in and see what is going on for you for love for this time frame. If you feel like I'm talking about an experience in your life, about your career, about something else than love, then obviously whatever I'm saying applied to that situation. Just gonna be quiet for a little bit. I almost felt a little bit angry. I don't know. And it was already 2 cards, so it's like, I don't know. Is somebody angry, Capricorn? Feeling a little bit frustrated? Interesting. I usually never do these cards upside down. Like, I never do reversals because I don't do tarot. It's just I do intuition readings. But I use the images of these cards. But there's something about being upside down and having a little bit of a feisty energy, Capricorn. I don't know really what's going on there for you. So we're going to see what this is about. I just want to say this is not a quick fix reading. If you're looking for a quick fix, I'm probably not your reader. I take my time to build up the energy and get a full view of what... It takes a lot of time in saying the wrong words. I take a little bit of time to work up the energy to have a full view of what's going on for you. So that's more towards the end, like, okay, this is it. And then if you're interested, and if you feel like it's your reading, I go even deeper into it, into the extension after this. But we're going to start right here and see what this is about. So we have the money card. There could be a lot of abundance coming your way. We have a beautiful little couple thing happening right there. 2 people hugging. We have 2 wolves. One is silver, one is gold. There's a lot of butterflies, a lot of transformation. An owl that's maybe not upside down, but a little bit sideways. So the wisdom might be out the window at this stage. Like, you might know a whole lot of things usually, but when it comes down to this one thing, I would say, like, if I were to compare it to myself, I'd say I probably am the most zen as you can think. The most zen, like, in every single situation until it comes to my child. Then it's like all reason is out the window. They did this, like, they, you know, whatever that is. It could be something like that going on for you. And like I said, we have a lovers couple standing there as well. And the other card is face your fears. There's a blindfold here. There could be something that you don't want to see, that you don't want to face. You don't want to deal with it. But there's a lot of moon cycles here that is sort of almost forcing it out of you. We see at the end of those moon cycles, we have a wish fulfillment. There's a shooting star. And I definitely have felt these changes with these moon cycles from the last supermoon to this supermoon just taking place 2 days ago, which felt like a ginormous... If you haven't listened to my collective message, you might want to listen to that if you want to. It feels like just a ginormous opening, a grand shift taking place for everyone. And it's almost like if we don't want to go ourselves, if we don't want to, like, move forward ourselves, we're getting a little bit of a nudge right now, a little bit of a push that maybe sometimes doesn't feel so fun, but at the end of the day, you're so grateful that it happened because it led you to actually where you wanted to go. But maybe you didn't have the strength to go there yourself. You didn't have the courage, or didn't have to, like, felt like you had the means to go there, and then something just put you there. So it feels like whether you want to look at something in particular or not, at the end of these moon cycles and like eclipses, and there's something very strong around the Lion's Gate coming up in August. Once that has shifted, like, you're going to have your shooting star. You're going to have your wish fulfillment. So we're going to go deeper into these messages and see what this is about. Like I said, if you feel like, this is not my love situation, this is this that you're talking about, use your intuition and apply it to that, obviously. So why is the money card here for Capricorn, please? Do you know what? I'm just going to stop right in the middle and just, because I just realized something. It's almost like two wishes meet each other. Two wishes greet each other. Two people wanting the same thing are just coming in to meet each other. Because look at this. And it wasn't until I really put down the cards and put them right next to each other that I saw it. And there's a ginormous moon on the other card as well. How can I not see that? Do you see the shooting stars there? So it's like we have a ginormous, like we have a lot of moon cycles on this side, like 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 coming up until the shooting star. And then on this side we have like a ginormous moon just sitting right there, and on top of it there's a shooting star as well. Do you see that there? And it's like they're meeting each other. The shooting star, like they're coming in to meet each other. It's like I'm here to greet you and I'm here to greet you. We're wishing for the same thing. We want the same thing. Interesting. So again, for Capricorn, why is the money card here? Why is the money card here? Turning the page. Money card. Wow. Yeah, for sure. You're turning the page. Page for me is all about literally turning the page in your life. Like this chapter is done. We're turning the page to something new. Page is all about new energy. It can be news, like messages coming in. It says, follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge, opportunities for excitement and adventure. So you are turning the page in your life overall. It's not just about love, but overall. And the Wheel of Fortune is here. Number 10, it's a completion. We're done. We're done with it all and we're coming into the new. It says new beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. So it feels like you might have gone in one direction, not referring to the pop band. You might have gone in one direction and then you're choosing something different. It's almost like you on purpose has sat down and said, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do this instead. This is what I'm wishing for right now. And having it be a very conscious choice, like this is where I'm going. And as you started to like really take matters in your own hands, or take like, that's a motorcycle. It's going a little bit too fast maybe. Who am I to judge? Does that have anything to do with this? Like a motorcycle that's speeding, that's going really, really fast. Maybe you're into motorcycles. Maybe you like to go really, really fast on your motorcycle. Maybe you want to have motorcycles you go really fast on, or your life is speeding up. Like, getting something about lane, like stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. So it could just talk about like, okay, so now you made this new choice, like you're gonna go in this particular direction. Stay in your lane. Just continue on and stay in that particular lane, and it will get you to your end destination, to your end result, right? The Wheel of Fortune, moving forward. Whatever felt stagnant or stuck is now starting to move forward. And then we have the Emperor, which is so beautiful. It's like confident and knows what he wants and goes after what he wants. On the bottom it says stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You changed your own course. If you sort of went just along with things happening before, and okay, so this was offered, and yeah, you sort of went along with that, and then somebody else had a wish about this, and you said, okay. It's almost like it's almost like it hasn't been your choice before. Does that make any sense? So if it has been like a love relationship, it feels like the person that you've been with or still are with more chose you than you chose them. Does that make sense? It wasn't like you completely disliked them or completely, oh, I don't really want to be with this person, but since they chose me, I'm going to be with them anyway. Not like that, but was it really your choosing, or was it somebody that was just super, super interested in you, and they were so beautiful and kind and lovely and all of it, so, you know, so you went with it. But was it ultimately your choice? Or if it's a work situation, or if it's the place where you live, or there's something like it wasn't your choice to do whatever it was that you did, or to choose the situation you were in. It feels like you have sort of, I mean, sometimes I would say it's so, life will just take you to exactly where you want to go if you actually just follow that flow. If you follow the divine feminine, you will end up where you're supposed to be anyway. But this is sort of like knowing what you want and still following somebody else's path, if that makes sense. Somebody else has a louder voice, or somebody else chose you and therefore you went along with it. I'm not saying that it was always easy choices, or that it was like that you're a person. Capricorn is certainly not that person who just lays down and be trampled all over. You can be quite stubborn, but there's something about a choice. It wasn't your choice. And it's like you're taking your power back. You're choosing now. Like if I was out in the ditch in a little bit, or somebody else chose for me, I'm choosing now. I'm the chooser. Before you were the chosee, and now you're the chooser. You're the emperor. You're making plans. You're organizing. So you're starting to build your own empire, if you will. It's the emperor building his own empire, and obviously this could be a woman. So we have the wheel. We're turning the page. Delays are over. We're moving forward. You're claiming your power. You're building your own empire. And it seems like it's going to bring you a lot of abundance, a lot of money coming in. Still, there's so much more to this. There's this shooting star wanting to reach out for somebody else that wants the same thing. So maybe that's the thing. Not to be chosen anymore, but to, okay, so somebody else wants you, but you want them equally much back, if that makes sense. Somebody, you're choosing them as much as they're choosing you, or you're choosing this situation as much as the situation chooses you. And you know, there's this saying, like, whatever you wish, wishes you back. Whatever you long for, longs for you. So we're going to start there. We're going to go deeper and see what else we can find there for you. But let's clarify the face your fears here. Why is that here for Capricorn, please? Face your fears. Wow. So this came second, so these two are first. Face your fears. There's something you really, really want. You really, really want it, and then it's like you don't. I don't know, Capricorn. It's not. This is not Capricorn. This is not the Capricorn that I know and adore. Like you're. Okay, I'm just going to show you. 10 of Ariel and the High Priestess. So 10 of Ariel basically is like your happily ever after. This is your If the most romantic setting is the Eiffel Tower, it's Paris, it's France, it's two people sitting having coffee, it's a very romantic coffee, kids playing in the back, it's just the most romantic setting. It's the completion, it's like it's the, if we were to picture, and obviously Capricorn, we will all have so various ideas about how the picture perfect relationship setting, what's your romantic idea about, like, how, what's your getaway? You know, one person would say it's a 5-star luxury hotel, and the other one says, oh man, for just make it a fire in a tent out in the woods, you know, with your loved one. It's so different. And also, like, what is your ideal thought about how this most beautiful romantic relationship will look like? It will also differ, right? But this is like, it's a setting, and if we were to agree, like all were to come to agree to the same vision, like this is the same idea, let's pretend, is like the epitome, is that what it's called? It's like the height, is the icing, is the topping of the what do you call it? Is the icing and topping and everything on top of the cream, you know? This is it. This is what you want. This is what you want. This is your dream, right? Together with the High Priestess, she knows things. She is a witch in a witch clothing. She knows things. She has a depth like nobody else. She's so in tune with her emotions. She's so in tune with her intuition. She's really listening to her higher power, to her inner truth. And so there's like a combination here, like it's equally important for you. Yes, you want this loving relationship. You want this picture perfect relationship. And it has to like go hand in hand with whatever your inner being is telling you. Like whatever you feel the most authentic, this is real. Like you can't be the picture perfect because, are you following me? It can't be the picture perfect relationship because it's picture perfect. Just because there's talks about going to France and Paris and have the most, should we go for a romantic, like, should we have a croissant in the morning in French? We can talk French all day, and then we can just kissy at night. That's if somebody comes in to say, should we have breakfast in France every morning? Like, and they're driving you there in the most beautiful car. Like, it doesn't matter to you, Capricorn. You're not interested. What you're interested in is that, does it feel right? It has to be the perfect relationship because of what you're feeling, what you're sensing around all of this. And so it is a beautiful match. It's really beautiful. And the dream you have about it, it's extraordinary. The person you're thinking about is actually on their way in. Knight of Michael, this is a person who's very, I don't know, I get a Sagittarius vibe, but it could also be like Leo. It can be, there's somebody, Aries, there's somebody being like very driven. Cancer is also what I'm hearing. But like, so let's not do the signs. Let's just say it's somebody that's very driven and somebody's very action oriented. They want to have things happen. Sometimes, like I said, Capricorn, you can be quite stubborn around things and maybe hold to your, like, this is what I believe in and I don't waver. And this person comes in and shows you a way where you go, well, I'm not gonna hold it just because I'm holding it, just because of principle. I'm gonna actually let go of the stuff that doesn't serve if there's a person showing me a different way, another way. And I feel like this person has such influence over you in the best of ways. And there's somebody sweeping you off your feet, but it's like at the same time, it's just really because you're sweeping them off their feet as much. As I said, that is a 1919 on the clock, which is Prince or Princess of Heaven. This is your person coming in. So there's like, okay, I want for you and I want for you. I wish for you, I wish for you. It's an equal, we wish for each other. This is about to take place. You've thought about it. You felt it through. Like you feel, it feels like you're being guided towards it with your intuition. And yet all of this is coming out under the face your fears. There's something there saying, Okay, two things coming through there, which I did not expect. I was going for one thing first. So I'm going to go for the one thing first that I felt first. If you're single and you dreamt about all of this, you dreamt about your dream relationship, like how it's going to be, how it's going to turn out, how what you're going to have. This person is actually on their way into you. However you want to, whatever you want to do with that saying. And then whether you're, and I'm blushing. Whether you're a woman or a man, it's so silly that I'm like at my age that I'm still blushing over stuff. It's just ridiculous. This person is entering your life. Let's just say that. And I feel like you're scared to death of it. Or you're scared to death that it's never going to happen. This dream of yours, there's a fear to allow this extraordinary person into your life, and it's simultaneously fear that this extraordinary person will never show up. The second thing that I get, it sounded like two things already, but that's within the same energy. That's with if you're single. If you're already actually with a person that I didn't expect, because I haven't felt a vibe already with somebody being with a person, but if you're already with your person, you're fearful that it's not where you're supposed to be. And you don't really want to face it. Or there's something in this relationship, something, Capricorn, this might be for just a couple of you, that might not resonate with everybody. But there's something around it, around this relationship, that you might be just fine with it, but other people are having issues. There's something with the relationship where other people are having issues. And whether it's like you not 100% knowing for a fact that this is where you're supposed to be, here's where you belong, you're second guessing it. Not every day, all day, but every once in a while there creeps in that little voice saying, are you sure? And it's like you don't want to face it, you don't want to look at it. I don't know if it's out of fear of hurting the other person, hurting yourself, like, please, can this just be it? Can I just please stay here? Can this person be supposed to be my person? Or if it's other people having issues with you being already with the person that you're being with, or if it's the person's people around them having issues with them being with you. And it's almost like you think you're cool, you think you're like, as long as we have each other, we know what we're doing. But there's a little bit of still thinking about what they're thinking about, and you don't want to face it. So there's a lot of things coming out there. Okay, can we just go deeper into this message overall? What wants to come out here? Going deeper into the message. What can we give Capricorn, please? So from everything that has come out, from money, from you turning the page in the Wheel of Fortune, like the wheel is starting to turn. You're starting to move forward. You're coming into your emperor. You're creating your empire. You're building yourself back up. You're building your surroundings back up. You have your picture perfect relationship in your mind. Like you're going for it. You want it. The person is even coming in. But we're not wanting to face our fears really. Around that comes 4, 5, and 7. Which one first? This one first. Lead. Authority. Really strong energy there again. So there's a little bit of emperor vibe there again. This is like this is going back to what I started out feeling. Like there's somebody, if somebody has chosen for you, you're stepping back into like the driver's seat. This is Capricorn going back into the driver's seat. Like, this is what I want. This is what I'm going after. And certain things you might have already done in your life. Maybe I said it in the beginning. It feels like certain things you might have already like, okay, what do I want now? I'm going to go after some of the things that I want. And it's like you've started to do that. This is you coming from your shadow side into your light side. Like you're taking charge of your life. You're not a bystander anymore. It almost like you have a whole, this could be scrolls, could be the Akashic records, it could be like going really, really deep. On the surface level, it just feels like I have all my plans here. I've written down all my plans about how it's now going to turn out. Like, you're not going to sit around waiting anymore. You're taking the lead. You're taking charge of your life. Number 4 there speaks about a heart matter. This is so important to you. And you're laying a new foundation for yourself here, completely. You're changing your focus. I love this because it's like, before, Capricorn, I feel like before you took everything in and you took everyone in consideration. So if you have children, you put your children's needs first, and you probably will argue with the right now saying, I still will do that. I hear you, I know, but of course, my little boys, I have 2 sons. It sounds like I'm only enjoying my 1 son, but no. But obviously my 21-year-old doesn't need my help. My 3-year-old does. And his happiness is really my happiness. I understand that. I understand that whole thing. But there's something about you, Capricorn, like if you can put somebody else before you, you will. And I'm telling you, this is like, whether you have a 3-year-old, you have kids that has just moved from home, like whatever age your kids are having, or if you have no kids at all, it seems like it's being organized right now for you, that it sort of leaves you for you. Does that make any sense? It's almost like, okay, so Capricorn is never going to put themselves first. So we sort of need to get people away from them. We need to have people in their surroundings start to make their own decisions that sort of scales everything back. So it's almost like, okay, if you put your kids first, all of a sudden everybody wants to move away from home. You're like, okay, that just leaves me. Or whatever this is, like all of a sudden there's more time to spend on only you. So the change in focus is that with your desire to take matters in your own hands, like, okay, this is what's going to start to happen now. This is what I want for my life. And simultaneously, things rearranging itself almost for you so that you don't have so much to tend to in your immediate surroundings, that it actually leaves more time for you. What do you want? What do you need to focus in on? So it feels like it has allowed you to be more present with yourself, and it has allowed you to narrow it down. Like, we go from this large picture to just this little tube, to this little narrow tube. Like, okay, so this is what I'm going to focus in on now, because this is what I like, rather than taking in the whole world. In Capricorn, we rarely talk about your sign as being one of the most psychic signs. And I don't know why, because you're one of the most psychic signs, I would say. And you might not agree with that. You might not say, like, you might not say, like, well, I can't make any contact with people on the other side. I can't, whatever that is. Psychic abilities comes in so many forms. And one of them, and I feel for you, Capricorn, is that you sense things. You sense people's emotions from a mile away. And not only do you sense it, you take it on. So at the end of the day, if you spend time with somebody that was really sad that day, at the end of the day, you're really sad. So there's something in learning now to sort of distance yourself from other people and other people's emotions, so that also becomes a thing for only you. Who are you when you're left to your own emotions and you don't have to think about everybody else's? And if you sort of distance yourself a little bit from everything else that everybody else is doing, it sort of leaves like, oh my God, what I'm going to do with all this time and all this energy when it's just you. Does this make sense? I hope it does. And then we have choose your battles. Choose your battles. And I think I think this is coming down to the people who are already with the person, who are thinking about whether this is the right person or not, or rather even more thinking about what other people are thinking about you being with this person. And there's something about choose your battles around it. Like sometimes just let it go, let it fly, don't give a rip. And other times it's like, okay, maybe we should deal with this. Choose your battles. So I feel like there's almost like 5 stories going on here at the same time. We have a little bit of the Capricorn that is single that wants this dream fairy tale, and that person actually is about to come in. And then we have the person who's thinking about second guessing whether they're with the right person or not. And then we have simultaneously the Capricorn that is rebuilding themselves and really creating an empire for themselves. So we're going to see what comes out in the extension. If you feel like you resonate with anything around here, you're so welcome to the extended reading of this, where I'm going to go even deeper. The link to that is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, listening, Capricorn. I hope to see you back soon. Take care, guys.